Killer Hollywood stars who were charged with murder. Phil Spector. In 2003, actress Lena Clarkson was found dead from a gunshot wound in the home of the music producer Phil Spector. He was charged with the murder, and in 2009, after a long legal battle, music producer Phil Spector was given 19 to life after being found guilty of second-degree murder. Johnny Lewis. In 2012, Sons of Anarchy actor Johnny Lewis broke into the home of his 81-year-old landlord, killing her and her cat before he fell or jumped from the roof and died. Despite his history of drug use, an autopsy report showed that Lewis had no drugs or alcohol in his system when he died. Felicia Pearson. While working as a drug dealer, the Wire star Felicia Pearson was convicted of second-degree murder when she was only 14 years old, in connection with the shooting of another girl. Though she was sentenced to serve 2 consecutive 8-year terms, she was released after just 6.5 years. Ryan Grantham. In June 2022, the trial of the Canadian actor began for shooting and killing his mother on March 31, 2020. In trial, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder after initially being charged with first-degree murder. For his motive, Grantham said to spare her from seeing the violence he intended to commit, because Grantham had been plotting to assassinate Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Michael Jace. In May 2014, the Shield star Michael Jace was arrested and charged for murder after shooting his wife April Jace in front of their 2 children. Jace called police to report he had shot her and later confessed again. According to him, he was upset with his wife and believed her to be cheating on him. In 2016, Jace was convicted of second-degree murder by a jury and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Lilo Bonaro Jr. In 2005, the soprano star Lilo Bonaro Jr. was charged with second-degree murder after being confronted by an off-duty police officer while committing a burglary. Boncaro's accomplice shot and killed the police officer. In 2008, he was found not guilty of murder, but the jury found him guilty of first-degree attempted burglary and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Robert Blake. In 2001, Robert Blake was charged with the murder of his wife Bonnie Lee Blakely, who was shot to death allegedly at the hand of a hired hitman. He was later acquitted but was ordered to pay $30 million in a wrongful death civil lawsuit filed by Blakely's 3 children. Soon after, he filed for bankruptcy. Charles S. Dutton. At the age of 17, the actor got into a fight with another man, killing him. He was convicted of manslaughter and spent 9 years in prison. Claudette LONGIT. In 1976, French singer and actress Claudette LONGIT was charged with fatally shooting her boyfriend, Olympic skier Spider Sabek, at his home in Aspen, Colorado. Because of errors made by prosecutors that left many pieces of evidence inadmissible, she was convicted of negligible homicide and only forced to pay a small fine and spend 30 days in jail. Gigy YOUNG. Actor Gigy YOUNG and his wife were both found dead in their home in 1978. The police reported that Young shot his 30-year-old wife 3 weeks after the marriage and then killed himself. Christen Brandle. In 1990, actor and son of Marlon Brando shot and killed the boyfriend of his half-sister Cheyenne over an abuse allegations. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter and served 5 years in prison. Skyler Dillian. In 2004, Bidpot actor Skyler Dillian was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder for the murders of Tom and Jackie Hawks. In 2004, he convinced the couple to take him on a test cruise on their yacht. While at sea, he tied them to the anchor and pushed them overboard still alive. He was also convicted of the 2003 murder of John Jarvie and was sentenced to death in 2008. Sea murder. In 2002, actor and composer serial murder abused and shot a fan, 16-year-old Steve Thomas, to death in a Louisiana nightclub. In 2009, Miller was convicted of second-degree murder and was sentenced to mandatory life imprisonment. Ricardo Medina Jr. In 2015, Power Rangers actor Ricardo Medina got into a heated argument with his roommate Josh Sutter and ended up fatally stabbing him multiple times with a sword. Medina pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Joe Sung. Austin Powers actor Joe Sung had a long and troublesome legal past with multiple rape charges against him. In 2012, he was accused of the beating to death of his cellmate in a Kern County prison. He was convicted of a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter after a 2-week trial. Rebecca Gayheart. In 2001, Noxzema girl Rebecca Gayheart hit a 9-year-old with her car. He later died from his injuries. She was convicted of vehicle manslaughter, a charge to which she pled no contest. Lane Garrison. Actor Lane Garrison pleaded guilty to vehicle manslaughter in 2007 after he was involved in a drunk driving accident that killed the passenger of his car. At the time of the accident, he was drunk and on cocaine. In 2007, he was imprisoned for 40 months. Amy Locane. In 2010, Melrose Place actress Amy Locane hit another car while drunk driving. The collision killed 60-year-old Helen Seaman and seriously injured her husband Fred. Locane was convicted of vehicle homicide and sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, though the victim's family had pleaded the ruling. Paul Kelly. In 1927, American silent and sound film actor Paul Kelly beat an actor called Ray Raymond to death. He served only 25 years in San Quentin jail. Spade Cooley. In 1961, the musician and actor Spade Cooley brutally beat his second wife Ella Mae Cooley to death while their kids were watching. He was sentenced to life in prison. Robert Soros. In 2005, actor Soros was sentenced to 32 years to life for the 2004 murder of Arthur DeLange and the attempted murder of Edward Sanchez in a bar in Simi Valley.